Second, I talked about concept is sunk cost. What is sunk cost?
The cost that we cannot get back, that is totally lost.
Totally lost where?
Means that cannot be reimbursable.
So, it is basically it is the cost that one has incurred and is not recoverable, the cost that can't be recovered. For example, let us say, although everyone is scoffing at that idea, people are not very happy about it. Let us say, for example, someone prepared for JEE, Joint Entrance Exam, to get admission into one of the IITs, and he paid, let us say, 50,000 rupees for coaching, okay, and he did not clear the JEE. He cannot recover this 50,000, okay. Even if he cleared JEE, the second scenario, what would be in the first case? It is clearly the sunk cost. 50,000 rupees is the sunk cost for the person who did not clear the JEE. How about the second person who cleared the JEE?
It would be more of an investment than an expenditure for him.
It would be a sunk cost.
It is sunk cost because it is no longer recoverable.
But he is getting the value out of it.
That is a different thing. When we are talking about, let me ask you another question. I say, how much is the cost of this pen? Do you start talking about how much the value you have for this pen? No. The question is very simple. How much is this cost? The cost you should not, this is the major problem. When you talk about cost, keep the revenue or the benefit that you are getting out of it. Cost is different from benefit. The sunk cost is the same because it cannot be recovered. It is a different thing that, you know, even the first one was willing to, first one spent, that person who did not get into JEE, at that time he had some expectation that he would clear. So, he made, it was, you know, at that point of time it was a valuable investment for him, but nevertheless at this present moment, whenever we are talking about sunk cost, you have to think where, at what time you are talking about, the time t, and this time this cost is no longer recoverable. That is why it is sunk cost.
So, does that mean every expenditure is a sunk cost?
Not necessarily. If, for example, let us say you have spent 5 rupees for this pen, okay, let us say this is the pen and you have spent 5 rupees for it. Now, can I recover some money out of it?
Yes, sir.
If I sell it, let us say, may not in the market, but in hostel or somewhere, there is some willing buyer who would buy this pen, let us say for 4 rupees 50 paisa. In this case, my sunk cost is only 50 paisa. 4 rupees 50 paisa I am able to recover. So, that is not the sunk cost.
But sir, then looking in that way, if someone clears JEE, he has probably a brighter future than the other guy.
That is again
benefits
benefit. We are not talking whenever,
only in monetary terms we are saying.
even in any term you are, whenever you make a decision, I am not talking about it right now, but let me make it very very clear to you. Whenever you talk about a decision, you think about benefit and cost and net benefit, and that is net benefit is benefit minus cost. I am talking about this component, I am not talking about benefit or the net benefit. You always keep it separate. Okay? For example, you bought a machinery, let us say we have a setup here for recording that is taking place, and the machinery cost, let us say 5 lakh rupees. When this project is over, NPTEL project is over, let us say there can be two things. Either they are able to sell the machinery in the market. And second is that they do not get any buyers. In this case, complete 5 lakh rupees at that point of time is sunk cost, because it cannot be recovered back. Of course, you will have to account for depreciation and all, because machineries are they used these machines for some time.
So sir, the services they have provided are not included in this.
Again, services is a benefit that they are providing.
That's not included. They are not included.
They are not included. We are talking about the cost. Let us say there is no depreciation. In that case, sunk cost would be the complete amount. But let us say there is a 10% depreciation every year, and the project is over in 1 year, then 4,50,000 is sunk cost. It's gone.
Sir,
Yes.
one more thing. Sir, if this 5 lakh rupees is spent on all the gadgets, but this 5 lakh rupees can be kept in a bank also, so he might be gaining some interest on that. So sir, would that interest be included in the sunk cost also if they don't find any buyer?
No. That would be the opportunity cost of buying the machinery.
It would be included in sunk cost.
Cost.
So,
It would
but
be.
why we couldn't recover that interest also?
No, but you have bought the see, we want to keep things simple. If we keep on adding things, it would become too complicated. The sunk cost here is very simple, that these machineries cannot be sold again. Okay, I am again taking care of the depreciation. Okay, again you bought this machinery because that was the best use. That's why you bought the machinery. So we are not talking about the second best. Second best we are talking about when in case of opportunity cost. You have already made the, see, this is why time is quite important. You here you have, let us say, option A, B and C, and you go for option A because this is the best option. Now you want to get the opportunity cost of going for A. Then what you need to do, you need to figure out that which is the better one between B and C. You figure out B. What would have been the value added to you if you had opted for B, and that would be your opportunity cost, because you didn't opt for B. That's one thing. But here you have opted for decision A and you have invested, let us say, something, and you are here at this time, you are here, there is no sunk cost at this point. Now here you, in the time when you bought some machinery or something, at this point you are not able to sell this machinery. So what you have, money that you have spent for A, let us forget about any depreciation, or that would be your sunk cost, because it is no longer recoverable. Fine. So the money, again going back to there in the JEE coaching, once you have given the JEE exam, once you have paid the money and refund period is over, that money is sunk cost. Fine.
Okay.
Let us take one more example. Let me ask you a question. Let us say all three of you decide to go for buffet, and you have to pay right in the beginning 250 rupees.
Okay.
And you can eat as much as you want, whatever they have, you know, all the items you can eat as much as you want. Dream for you guys, huh? Fine. Okay. So then this is one case. The second case is that Mr. A, let us say in this case Devesh, is very happy because he won some prize, and he takes two of you for the same buffet, you know, the buffet that I was talking earlier, and he pays 250 rupees for each of you.
Okay.
Now let me ask this to you, and you are of course not Devesh, Vaibhav. So in which case you would eat more?
In the first case.
In the first case you will eat more because you have paid 250 rupees. How about you? Second case, because your friend, huh?
Not paying anything for it.
But you will eat more, that because you are not paying anything, so you will eat more, huh? Think about it again. What do you do in such cases?
I eat in the first case. I eat.
You will eat more in the first case. Typically, that is the response I get. That's why I said. Okay.
But practically in both
Now
the
let
cases
me
we
ask
have
you,
eight seats.
why would you, let's say if it was not Deves who was paying for you, let's say that Babhav paid for your buffet, and in the first case you paid for your own buffet. In which case you would eat more?
In the first case.
First case.
when
And
I
what is
paid
the
for
reason? Let
buffet.
me ask all three of you the reason. Why? Let me start with you.
It is because when I'm paying from my pocket, I feel the worth of it more than when someone else is paying for me.
Okay.
So I would try to maximize my utility for that.
Okay. Okay. You are using big words, maximizing utility, and you have learned it in this course. Good. Let's see. How about you?
Sir, because in the first case, 250 rupees is my sunk cost.
Don't
Not my-
use the sunk cost. You know, just think about. You don't know any economics, but you would do this, huh? So why?
Inherited.
Huh?
Sir, because of the same reason. Because if I am paying those 250 rupees,
You want to get bang for your buck, huh? More, as much as possible. How about you? Same thing. But now let's see. On this there is a gate and here is the restaurant. At gate you got a ticket. You paid 250 rupees. Doesn't matter. You paid, he paid. Doesn't matter. Now you are eating. What is your cost? When you take, let's say, we are talking about eating more. Let's say at any point of time you are deciding, you know, that whether I should go for one more kala jamun. What is your cost at that point?
one more, nothing.
Zero. Zero. It has been all paid for. So your cost is nothing. And your benefit is, we don't know exactly how much is your, but you have some benefit. Well, the benefit, remember the way we are talking about it, the way he has been messing up, that's a different thing, but the way we are talking about, will the benefit change? I am not talking about the net benefit, I am talking about the benefit independent of cost. Benefit that
No.
you have in your mind that doesn't depend on the cost. Will the benefit change?
No.
If you if you had paid in the beginning or someone else had paid for you in the beginning?
I think it would change.
How?
Because if I have paid, I would gain more pleasure while eating that food than someone else's have paid.
No, it's
Because
okay.
if it's my if it is in my mind that I have actually paid, so I could gain the maximum benefit by eating it.
You are really a weird person, let me tell you.
So yes, it's the other way around.
Other
When
way
you're
around
eating
it happens
by,
typically.
when it's paid by someone else, you get more pleasure.
You get more pleasure. That's the typical perception we have.
Yes, sir.
That if someone else pays, you get more benefit. Okay, but I am not talking about it. But the way we are framing it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Typically, the way a rational person should behave. That is, the way a rational person should behave. These two conditions are the same. In both the cases, if you now go back to the definition, the 250 rupees in both the cases are sunk cost. You are not going to recover. The cost is that you have already incurred, whether you walk out of that restaurant or you eat more. Okay, it doesn't matter. This is the sunk cost. So if you are deciding about it, you should not consider this sunk cost. Okay, what we are talking, whenever you make decision, although I have deviated little bit from the sunk cost because this is nice example, that whenever you have this sunk cost, you should not consider any sunk cost in your decision making. What you should consider in decision making?
Benefits.
The cost that, let's say now you have two actions, okay, and there are one, this is common, 2 is common, here we have 4, here we have 3. You should not talk about 1 because it is the same. It's not varying with the decision. You should only consider 4 and 3. What varies with the decision should be considered while making the decision. So sunk cost doesn't vary in both the cases. So you should not bring sunk cost while you make some decision.
Sir, but how? If he is paying 750 rupees, then 750
He
is
has
his sunk
already
cost,
paid.
na?
He has already paid the 750 rupees.
But it is his sunk cost. If I have paid
It doesn't matter, it
my
is
sunk cost is
his
zero.
or
No?
yours.
Okay.
When you are making, when you are eating that extra kala jamun, you have some benefit associated with it. The cost of having that kala jamun is zero. Okay, whether he has paid for it or you have paid for it in the beginning. So your benefit is in the both case be of X. So you should behave in the same
way.
fashion in both the cases. So you should never consider sunk cost while you make a decision, whether it is his or yours. You should always ignore the sunk cost because it's already gone. Now let's say one more example, because this is very big problem when we make, you know, sometime people, one other example let me give you, that when you go to watch a movie and after 10 minutes or half an hour you realize that the movie is very boring. Sometime you say, but I have already paid for it, let's sit and watch this movie. The problem is that you should not consider the amount that you have paid right in the beginning, because that's already gone. Whether you watch the movie or you come out of the cinema hall, you are not going to recover that cost of the ticket. That's the sunk cost. So of course it depends on your level of pleasure, you want to continue or you want to come out, but you should never give this fallacious argument because we have already paid in the beginning, let's sit and watch. So that's already gone. It's not going to vary in both the decisions. You understand?